Today I'm going to show you how to flush the coolant system and change the radiator fluid on a Kubota BX2360. If your tractor's a few years old and the coolant hasn't been changed, this is important maintenance that prevents overheating and corrosion inside your engine. I'll walk you through the process step by step. So you're going to have to lift the hood and remove this bonnet. And to remove the bonnet, you're going to have to loosen or remove these, or at least back them up. Well, yeah, back them up enough. And then all you have to do is slide this bonnet forward after you get the hood out of the way. But you partially close it till it clears the lights here in the front. And then it should just pull straight back. The BX2360 does have a radiator drain, but it's pretty hard to access. Removing the lower radiator hose drains the system just as effectively and a lot faster. So that's the method I'm using here. Manufacturers specify the drain plug mainly because it helps control coolant flow and reduces spills. It also avoids disturbing the hoses. But both methods accomplish the same thing. Are there any disadvantages to doing this method? Only a couple minor ones. One, the mess potential. The coolant tends to rush out quickly, so if the drain pan isn't positioned perfectly, it can splash, and as you can see, it did. Hose wear. Repeated removing of the hoses can eventually loosen the hose or wear the clamp area, but doing it every few years for coolant service is completely fine. You also want to remove the radiator cap so that the radiator in the system drains completely. To drain the fluid in the recovery tank, I took 2 of the 3 bolts out that secures the tank, and then you just have to remove the hose that ties into the bottom of it. There's some pinch clamps you can move with your fingers and then just pull the hose off. So once you pull that pinch clamp back, this hose will come off, and then we can just tip this tank. Yeah, tip this back. It's going to drain where you took that hose off, but mine don't have a lot in it. All right, I'm going to point out where the drain plug is as opposed to where this radiator hose attaches. It's a lot easier just to take the radiator hose off and let it drain than to get back in here, trying to get to it. Right there is the, right here, right there is the radiator plug, and then you got to get pinch pliers and pull this off, and it's really at the same level as this radiator hose outlet. So anyway, I think we've drained it all. What I'll do is we'll fill everything with fresh water only and run it through probably 2 or 3 times. I'm going to look at the fluid and see how bad it is, and then we'll flush everything with fresh, clean water. So go ahead and reconnect this radiator hose. Push that on all the way. Get your clamp where the able to reconnect or tighten it. There we go. Make sure it's positioned right, away from that belt. You can tighten that down. I'm using a Phillips head screwdriver here, but a 10 millimeter socket with an extension on it works a lot better, much easier. Good time to inspect your radiator hoses. And we can go ahead and put these screws back in the overflow tank. Don't forget to put your hose back behind here. So I had to remove that screw. Slide that clamp back in as far as where it was before. There we go. That's just the overflow. That's better, right there. That's where it was. All right, so tighten those up. We're going to fill everything up with fresh water. We're going to start the tractor. And like I say, put at least 3.3 gallons in it. And flush this too. We'll put fresh water in that, and then we'll drain that again, probably a couple times, and that'll flush the system. Okay, you want to flush the system, you want soft water. Our water is softened here at the house. We have well water that's softened. So we're going to pour approximately 3.3 quarts is what the capacity is with the overflow tank. Use a clean funnel. Probably ought to have a smaller one, but go ahead and pour at least 3/4 of this gallon in here. Probably got a half in there now. That's half a gallon. Radiator's full. I'm going to go ahead and pour some in the overflow tank. There's the line for low. This is when your tractor's hot, this should be that full. So when you put it back on, you put it on the same way. Push it down, turn it all the way. That's in line with your overflow. Okay, let your engine run 3 to 5 minutes, just on low idle. This allows the water pump to circulate the water through the engine block and the radiator. That loosens old coolant residue and sediment. Then what we're going to do, we're going to drain it, and probably do that one more time depending on what we drain out of there. So again, now this is warm, but it's not hot. But you don't want it hot. If so, let it cool down a little bit. But I'm going to turn that first turn. If it was really hot, you'd be getting steam out of that. Turn it the rest of the way and remove it. And then we're going to drain it the same way. We're just going to drain this hose, or pull this hose and let it drain out. And we'll drain whatever's in here just by pulling that that pinch clamp back and pulling that. That will sufficiently drain the tank and the radiator. So I'm going to collect it in a lighter colored bucket so I can check the water that comes out. Typically you'll want to do this 2 or 3 times. We're just going to take this hose off. And I got the radiator cap off this time, so it'll come gushing out there when I pull that hose. So I'll probably go ahead and just put that cap on just to control that a little bit. That's pretty loose. We'll go ahead and put the radiator cap back on. Yeah, it looks pretty dirty still. I'm gonna let that drain clear out, and we're going to do that at least a time or 2 more. You want to do that till it's clean. There's still a lot of junk in there. Really should do this every 2 years. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and open take the radiator cap off. Try to collect the rest of that. This goes everywhere because it hits tractor parts. I don't think it'd be any better though if you did remove the plug. It's same kind of thing, unless you have a hose to put on it. You can't direct where it drains to. Now once that's quit draining, go ahead and put your hose back on. There we go. Instead of the Phillips head driver, if you have one of these with an extension, it's a 10 millimeter socket. It's a lot easier. I'm going to flush this at least 2 more times until I get clean water. I'm not going to video all that, but I'm going to do that, and then we'll fill it with new fluid. Okay, this will be my 5th and final flush, and I'm going to use distilled water for that, and then we will refill. Okay, that's ran about 8, 9, 10 minutes. So it might be a little warmer because we've run it several times. Radiator cap is not hot though. This radiator hose is not. So I'm going to drain that. It's going to be my final flush, and then we'll refill. All right, there's my final flush. I can live with that. I'm going to go ahead and refill it. Okay, now I'm going to refill with Kubota's 50/50 pre-diluted antifreeze coolant. And on the refill, fill it slowly. You don't want to trap a lot of air in there. As you can see, this coolant type is green. That's a conventional coolant. What I drained out of it was a long life coolant, which is usually orange or red. And you never want to mix those two types. That will create sludge. Real near the top. We are. Now I'm going to fill the reservoir up to the full line. And that brings up another thing. I'm going to run it with the cap off to let the air bleed out of that. Just run it for a few minutes, probably 3 to 5 minutes at a low idle, or at a low idle. Probably leave that. Yeah, we've filled that. Actually, the line's clear up here. This don't take a lot. It's just an overflow. So with the cap off, radiator cap off, we're going to start it. That screeching noise is not the engine, that is the hood. I'm going to put the cap back on and run it till it's near operating temperature, and then we'll come and recheck everything. Once your tractor has reached operating temperature, check for leaks around the radiator and hoses. And that's all there is to it. Your BX2360 now has fresh coolant and a clean cooling system. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing. I post Kubota maintenance videos to help owners keep their equipment running for years. Thanks for watching.